Good afternoon, Deputy Mooney, Judge Middleton calling. Could I see Dustin Swope down at the Polycom room? Then after him, I'm gonna need Marcus Taylor. All right, thank you. All right, bye. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Get situated here.
I had sent you an email on the one that was set for 1:30 along with the defense attorney.
Arterburn?
Yes.
Yes, so we're not gonna have anything on that.
No. The Nolly was being prepared by Tammy this morning.
Okay, very good.
And I actually already signed it, so it might be down in your district court office. Swope will just be set for a jury trial.
All right, I'm all situated. So we're off to a slow start. Debbie, is Melissa gonna log in for this?
She should be. I don't think there's any reason that she wouldn't be. I know TJ was not because that one has the Nolly.
Okay. All right. I got the file numbers. I didn't look. Is Melissa his lawyer in circuit court also?
In one of the cases, the other is Luke Knopfsinger.
Okay, I think I knew that. I forgot to write it down. All right, now we wait.
Oh,
Hello, Melissa. Let me turn the recorder on.
wondering if that's my bad reception or not.
I think you're okay.
Okay.
I asked that Mr. Swope be brought into the Polycom room. That's the only one you've got. I didn't think there was a problem, but somebody else may be using it. I'd also asked if Lori Hines were you in Judge Patterson's session, Melissa?
No.
Okay. Here we go. Good afternoon, sir. Is that you, Dustin?
Yes, sir, it is.
Good afternoon. This is Judge Middleton. We've met. I asked that you be brought into the Polycom room so we could talk. Your lawyer, Melissa Halleck, is here with us, and Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Deborah Davis. This is a time and date for a last pretrial in the matter of People versus Dustin Swope. The file number is 202415. The allegation is that you made an assault and battery upon an inmate in the jail, Mr. Ibbotson. Assault and battery is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. You have two felony cases pending in circuit court, 201529 and 202553. It's my understanding that this offense occurred while you were an inmate in the county jail, making theoretically any sentence could be consecutive to any other sentence that you've received. By my count, Mr. Swope, you've been in jail for 303 days. This incident is alleged to have occurred on November 5th. So let's calculate that. It's 25 days in November, 31 days in December, 31 days in January, 28 days in February, 31 days in March, 30 days in April, and 14 days in May. Let me add that up. 25 plus 31 plus 31 plus 28 plus 31 plus 30 plus 13, not 14. You've been in jail 189 days on an offense that's punishable by up to 93 days jail maximum. However, the sentence could be imposed consecutive to any other sentence you've had. Right now, you don't have any other sentence. So if I were to sentence you today, I would sentence you to 93 days credit, 93 days, which would be served. If this matter is done at the end of your other case, I could make the 93 days consecutive to whatever you got in the other case, which is a little convoluted. As I understand, they were trying to work out a plea agreement and resolve everything all at once, but they weren't able to do that, so this matter is here on its own merits. Melissa, would you like to talk to him about what I just discussed?
Yes, Your Honor, please.
All right. Do you understand, Mr. Swope, if you pled today, even if I want to give you the max, you've already served it. You haven't been convicted on another charge. If you're convicted on the other charge, I could make this consecutive to that. So I'm going to let you talk to your lawyer. But essentially, it would be over with today. Deborah, do we know anything about any of the other cases?
Yes. I made an offer in Bennett, which was sent to Attorney Yancey.
Yeah, I see that. There's a possibility he may not show up. Kerry Cannon was extradited to Indiana.
He was awaiting competency up here. It's scheduled for May 26th.
Yes, I'm aware of that. Indiana wanted him and he wanted to waive. So I discussed it with Judge Stutzman and Judge Patterson, and we allowed him to execute the waiver. I talked to him and found that he presently appears to be competent. But yeah, I had a concern that if he went there, he wouldn't show up for his evaluation in May. And, but he isn't in our jail, I don't believe. Let me look to make sure he didn't come back. No, he's not in our jail.
I had emailed Attorney Bush, who's his attorney in this case today, and let him know that, to my knowledge, he was scheduled for May 26th.
He knew that, Casey did, Carrie did. The problem is if I didn't allow him to waive, he was stuck in our jail and he couldn't post bond. His hope was that he would waive post bond in Indiana and be available for his evaluation, but I don't know whether that happened or not. I'm skeptical. I have a Branch County case that I've been assigned to, which has been languishing for some months, which has resurrected itself. I'll be dealing with that at 3 o'clock.
According to Indiana My Case, he had his hearing down in LaGrange County after he was extradited. And I checked on VineLink and it says that he has bonded out of LaGrange.
Well, maybe he'll show up today. Stranger things have happened.
It looks like he bonded out on 5/11.
I don't have that website. You'll have to show me that. All these years I've never been able to get into the Indiana records.
It doesn't have every county, I think, but most of them. So it's pretty nice, actually, their website, the way they have it set up. Yeah, there was a surety bond entered in the clerk's office on 5/11.
Thank you for that link.
You're welcome.
I've only been here 41 years, and I never have had that.
I don't think that it's been going for 41 years, so you're maybe a few years behind, but
I had an Indiana Department of Corrections site.
what's going on with the,
I don't know. I hadn't heard that they were going to do a Chinese fire drill. So either the building's on fire or they're testing the,
yeah,
we
I was
didn't
in
have
the,
it.
I was in the middle of
forewarned.
giving a talk to some law school professors, and I'm like, so the fire alarm's going off, but nobody's telling me to get out. So I'm just gonna sit
What were
here.
you lecturing law school professors about?
It's called the Unavailability Workshop, and Ed Cheng from Vanderbilt University is in charge of it, and they meet every couple of weeks and have podcasts. And it was interesting because there were evidence professors from all over the US. One was a Michigan State one, which was kind of fun. But we talked about different evidentiary issues and Zoom court issues, and it was very interesting. So it was nice that they asked me to speak, and hopefully they learned something, and I know I learned a few things, so it's always good. Jordan, if you're hiding in there, if you have talked to Mr. Bennett, we could maybe deal with that case.
We're waiting for Melissa in the breakout room with a client.
Sorry, I haven't heard from him. I emailed him the offer this morning, Debbie.
Okay.
I had a hint that he may not be here, so we'll see.
He was supposed to be done serving his time in Calhoun, which is why we set it to today, but I haven't checked to see if for some reason he's still over there.
I'll ask Laura to check.
Okay.
Let's find out whether he's in jail, which is why he isn't here.
He's not set till 2, so I'm early.
She's checking that right now. Laura, Debbie, I just got the knowledge processing Arterburn. Jordan, did you have some on Judge Patterson's side?
I just had one. We were able to get it resolved, so that was good.
We're going to be, for the whole time I've been here, I've done the Thursday last pretrials. He wants to do the last pretrials on his cases, so he'll be doing some also, which means I'll have about half as many as I've had over the years, which is, I guess, a good thing.
I don't have any further updates for tomorrow morning either, so.
I do appreciate the update you gave us. It's gonna be a busy morning. It
Yeah.
was supposed to be last week, but we were at the judicial conference.
Yeah,
Watch it.
I'm under the impression that everyone I called that didn't call me back will show up tomorrow, so I'll just try to get on a little early and
They'll all show up at once and say, I want to talk to my lawyer.
you know.
Calhoun County says, no, he's not there. They have no Bennett.
All right, Alex Bennett is not in the Calhoun County Jail.
Okay.
We don't believe there's a fire in the courthouse. We believe they're working on the alarm system. It keeps going off, much to our annoyance. I've got LG L322DL attempting to connect. Looks like it's shooting through a blanket or something. Maybe it's the inside of somebody's back pocket on a butt dial. Well, at least it's out of his pocket. Good afternoon, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
What's your name, sir?
Terry Wayne Cannon.
Oh, Mr. Cannon, very good. I'm glad you're here.
Yes, sir.
You bonded out from Indiana?
Yes, I did.
All right, Mr. Cannon, can you put a shirt on and land in one spot there?
Yes, I'm just trying to make my t-shirt. Yeah. Oh man. Sorry about all the way I'm dressed, man. I just tried to do a little work I could of safety shit. So sorry.
All right, I'm gonna give you a name, then I'll put you in the waiting room. Your lawyer's not here yet. I'll let you get
Okay.
dressed.
Sorry about that, man.
All right.
Wasn't even thinking about that. Hey, Rick, above you, Jerry Brown, my t-shirt.
If you came here to the courthouse, would you come in with no shirt on?
No, never. I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't realize it.
Didn't let him finish.
No, I didn't. I am very pleased that he showed up. He was very respectful to me the last time we talked, and I let him go to Indiana with the hope that he would bond out, and he did, and he showed up, so that's all good, even if he didn't have a shirt on.
It could have been.
I don't know if he had any pants on or not. I couldn't tell, but we'll just assume that he did. Jordan, we gotta let the clock tick a bit for Mr. Bennett.
Correct.
Melissa's been there for a long time with her client. I don't know if you heard, Deborah has advanced to the state where she's now lecturing law professors.
Oh,
And so
Not lecturing
right.
them, sharing
That's right.
ideas, you know.
she's lecturing them on how to be law professors.
how to catch a defendant red-handed.
Set traps.
Yep.
Well, we have a lot of dead air here. We've been waiting for a half an hour. I'll let Melissa take as long as she needs. I think she's got a lot of issues with that defendant.
I will be on standby, Your Honor. I'm going to get some other things done while we're waiting.
All right, I don't blame you. I'm just stuck here in this little chair wearing this long black dress. So I'll be here when someone shows up. Hmm. $215 is Mr. Cannon. Jordan, that was a call for Mr. Bennett.
I've had more luck catching him on email.
Well, I called the number we had, he did not respond. He's only a couple of minutes late, but I have a feeling he isn't gonna be here. This is file 21257ST, People versus Alexander Bennett. He's charged with driving suspended second offense and a speeding charge. Matter was set for last pretrial today at 2 p.m. We had reason to believe the defendant was in the Calhoun County Jail serving a sentence, which we confirmed he isn't there, so he's either completed the sentence or gone somewhere else, but he's not in the Calhoun County Jail. He has not appeared. I tried to call. I'll do a bench warrant. Bond $500 cash or surety, and the law requires I wait 48 hours.
I will let the court know if I hear from him.
All right, I didn't want to make you just stay here on the feed if you are, if he's not gonna be here. So in the event he does come, I'll email you or call you, but he isn't here. And he's not in Calhoun County Jail, and he doesn't answer his phone. He's subject to default on the speeding ticket. All right, Jordan, thank you. In the meantime, Debbie and I are just on hold waiting for either John Bush to come or Melissa to complete her obligations.
Okay, I will be
So-
available if he appears.
All right, I'll see you in the morning with all the pre-trials.
Sounds good, thank you.
Hi, Jordan.
All right, here's John Bush and here's Carrie Cannon.
Hello, John.
Hello, Debbie.
Good afternoon, Mr. Cannon.
Good afternoon, and I apologize on that. I didn't realize how close it was to the time to come into the court. Sorry about that.
Well, we're here now. Let's talk about the case. This is file 202410. It's entitled People versus Carrie Cannon, illegal entry without owner's permission. Mr. John Bush is your attorney. This is alleged to have occurred on October 26th of 2020 and has started the process. You were in our jail. I let you out, about May 4th to waive extradition to go down to LaGrange County and take care of matters. Apparently you posted bond in LaGrange County and you're here now. Mr. Bush is aware, and you're aware, that you have a competency evaluation with the Forensic Center on, I believe, the 24th of May. And I was very concerned about your ability to make that because you got squeezed out of it because of COVID on an earlier occasion. My personal opinion and my interactions with you recently, Mr. Cannon, I don't believe you're incompetent. I think you understand the nature of the proceedings and the ability to assist your attorney, but there's no formal evaluation. So we're concerned about moving forward really in any case without having that competency evaluation completed. Deborah or John, do either one of you want to weigh in on this?
I would indicate, I talked to Mr. Cannon yesterday, and he really struggled with dates and times and memory on specific events. I mean, he can tell you generalities, but it was a major, major issue to get him to understand his hearing today, his PEC next week, and his competency exam on May 26th. He did share with me that he has scheduled in Kalamazoo an MRI and an EEG on the 17th of May. So there are some serious medical issues that are being looked into.
Well, what if we just continue this for a couple of months to wait for the evaluation? Does anybody have any objection to that?
I have no objection.
No objection to that, Your Honor.
Let's continue this to August 5th. I think I'll be here that day. At 2 p.m. to await competency evaluation.
I would also indicate, if I may, that Mr. Cannon is on bond in LaGrange. I believe his next court date, we had quite a bit of difficult time verifying this, but I think it's June 28th at 1:30 in LaGrange.
All right. Well, Mr. Cannon, I'm very pleased that you logged in a timely manner. You didn't miss your court appearance. I'm glad you got out of there, bonded out. You're going to keep that appointment at the Forensic Center. There's a lot of things going on. So my advice is stay in close contact with Mr. Bush. He'll help you keep track of when you have to be where. But we're going to continue this to August 5th at 2 p.m. Okay?
Okay. And
Do you have any questions?
I was just gonna ask Mr. Bush if he would keep the 718, the number he's got for me. If he could remind, that's my mother's phone number. If he could remind her to remind me once in a while, because I have no memory. Like just.
We'll try to give you reminders. Remember, you've got a court date next Tuesday.
Do what was that?
We talked all about you have a court date next Tuesday. You have a PEC on a receiving and concealing case next Tuesday morning. We talked about that.
Tuesday at 9 o'clock. I think that may be Judge Pattison.
It could be. It's in the 3B District Court. I know that.
Stay in contact with Mr. Bush. Your next hearing is next Tuesday at 9. We're probably going to adjourn that also. All right. Any other questions?
That'll be it.
All right, you're good to go.
Thank you, Mr. Cannon. You did what I asked you to do today.
Thank you very much. All right, we've been working on some other business while Ms. Halleck and Mr. Swope have been talking in the breakout room. As I indicated, this is the time and date for a pretrial conference in file 202415 and an assault and battery charge. Ms. Halleck, what's the status here? You're on mute, Melissa.
I apologize. He would maintain a not guilty plea and just desires to proceed to trial.
All right.
Our only witness being him.
And that's a jury trial?
Yes.
Deborah, who do you have for witnesses?
We have Christopher Ibbotson, Corrections Officer Adam Falk, and I believe it's Deputy Raymond. Let me pull up my sheet. Yes, Deputy Jesse Raymond.
JESSE?
Yes.
Do you have any photographs or video or anything?
Everything that we have has been provided to the defense.
The report indicates there was no video due to the footage from the cell being blocked. So I did not put in a request. It did not indicate that there were any photographs. That would all that I know would be from the police report with regard to photographs or video.
All right. Well, okay, we'll simply set this on the, Mr. Swope, there's gonna be some time before this can be set for a jury trial. One factor, you've been in jail for more than 180 days. You've got other things that are holding you, so we haven't addressed this, but I'm gonna set the bond at $100 PR. You can't, as I said, if this is subsequent to something else, it could be consecutive. There's still perhaps some hope that maybe some bigger arrangement could be worked out on all charges, but at this point, you've been in our custody on the misdemeanor more than 28 days, set bond at $100 PR, and we'll set it on the jury date, which is going to be some months from now. I don't want to make light of it. It's going to be a long time from now. All right, Mr. Swope, you're good to go. Thank you. Could you ask the bailiff to step in for a minute?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, well, we didn't get too far with that, but you had a good, strong opportunity to talk to him, so there's some benefit in that.
I appreciate the time, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Debbie, I think that finishes your obligations. I've got Mr. Marcus Taylor, who failed to appear for a pre-exam conference with Lori Hines, and I had asked Lori Hines to join us, but she must be. Could I have Marcus Taylor?
Yeah, you can.
Thank you. And then my next case is Calhoun County, or Branch County, so I guess you're off the hook.
It looks like Lori was next door with Judge Pattison, and she had one case where there was a plea that was entered, so I'm not sure. If you try to contact her again, maybe she's available.
Well, I sent her something that Can you tell from your feed whether she's still in there?
No, I'm just stuck in here, but I'll text her real quick.
I thought they'd be well finished by now.
She has police in circuit court at 2:30, so I'm not sure if she's gonna try to log on.
Bob says she's been done for a long time, so I don't know if the message didn't get, I sent a message just before lunch to her and to Ron. Here she is.
I told her we would be quick.
Good afternoon, sir. Are you Marcus Anthony Taylor?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, this is Judge Middleton. This is file 202864FY. You got charged with possession of methamphetamine and driving suspended second offense. Possession of methamphetamine is a felony punishable by up to 10 years imprisonment. You originally had a $10,000 PR bond, and then you failed to appear, and then it turned into a $20,000 surety bond, and then we had a pre-exam conference that was set for March 23rd, and you didn't show up. So
I made it to the March one.
Well, then you missed one. You got arrested on March 31st. We set it for another PEC for May 4th, and you didn't show up for that. I tried to call you on that day, which was April 19th, I think. I'm trying to track this.
27th.
What?
27th, April 27th.
27th, failed to appear, yes. So we just lost track of you. So I issued a bench, you missed once, we issued a bench warrant and let you out, you missed again. And now here you are. So are you still at the South Monroe Street address in Sturgis?
Yes, that's my mailing address.
Now, one time you told me you were working at Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yes, I am.
All right, well, why don't you show up for court?
The reason why I didn't show up for court is because I was in the emergency room dealing with a torn rotator cuff in my shoulder. And it was kind of hard for me to be on my phone and while they were doing x-rays and this and that. That's the reason why I wasn't able to make it to court, is that I was dealing with the doctors at the emergency room.
All right, after you got out of the emergency room, did you ever call your lawyer?
I couldn't figure out what my lawyer's phone number was. I don't have like a phone really to use. So I was trying to get in contact with the people that I give you guys the phone number, and they told me that they couldn't figure out what my lawyer's phone number was. But I did try to reach out to my lawyer.
Well, I'm here all day, every day. Did you ever come over to the court?
No, I didn't, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we would ask that his bond be canceled until we can have the preliminary exam conference and the preliminary exam if he chooses to have one.
Lori, I'm aware I brought you into this cold with just an email before lunch. Let me ask a question, Mr. Taylor. How did you get picked up yesterday?
I got transferred from LaGrange County.
All right, that's a new chapter. You were in the Grange County Jail?
Yes, I was in LaGrange County Jail from last Thursday.
So last Thursday would have been May 6th.
Yeah, I asked that I can be released so I can continue working, so that way I can continue to get this taken care of.
Why were you in the LaGrange?
He was offered a misdemeanor offer, use of meth and driving my license suspended first. That was the PEC offer that Mr. Marvin had given me.
I was never aware of that.
I sent mail to you to an address that was given to our public defender at 120, 25039 US 12 lot 120 Sturgis, Michigan. All your mail has gone there and it's not been returned that I've sent to you.
Yeah, it's supposed to be going to the 308 South Monroe address.
Yeah, but that was the address that you gave to Jeremy Van Knifton, the public defender, as a good mailing address when you were arraigned. That was the mailing address I sent things to.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about that. There's a misdemeanor offer where they would dismiss the felony methamphetamine charge to a plea of use of methamphetamine. Use of methamphetamine is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $2,000. Driving suspended first is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Carries 2 points on your driving record. Do you wish to avail yourselves of the misdemeanor offer or have a pre-exam conference in this matter?
I would rather not have another felony.
Okay, so would you plead to a misdemeanor use of methamphetamine charge?
Yes.
All right, well, let me make sure you understand what you're doing. Do you understand that if you plead to this charge, you will be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury? If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you had an attorney, if you wanted to hire an attorney, you could. Otherwise, we've appointed an attorney for you. If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so you could be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take the witness stand yourself and testify, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. If you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent if and until the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand all that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The felony charge as habitual would go away. You would plead to the use of methamphetamine charge. The driving charge of driving suspended first offense would add 2 points to your driving record and would continue that your license be suspended. Understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Other than the plea agreement, and Ms. Davis, I assume the plea agreement is still valid?
Yes, Your Honor, today only.
All right.
I just want
Other than that, did anyone promise you anything?
No, Your Honor.
All right, let's talk about the driving charge first. Were you driving a car last year here in St. Joe County on November 5th while your license was suspended?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, let me see if I can figure out how many days credit you have. You got arrested on January 31st. You bond posted on February 1st. That's 1 day jail. And you got arrested on March 11th. You posted bond on March 11th. That's 2 days jail. Then you got arrested on March 31st. And you posted bond on March 31st. That's 3 days jail. And then you got arrested yesterday, and that's 4 days jail. 4 days jail.
I was arrested last Thursday in LaGrange County.
I'm not going to give you LaGrange County credit. I just gave you 4 days credit, 4 days.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That was a legitimate question.
I would like to continue to go back to work, and so that way I don't lose my job, because if my job is the only thing that's keeping me from going back to my old ways. Honestly, it is. I don't have my kids in my life.
All right, well, let's get to the next count. On that time and date, did you use or possess some methamphetamine?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Lori and Debbie, my inclination is to let him out of jail on this meth charge, see if he can get back to work, or if he's just playing us like a violin. He's missed multiple dates, but he's a Sturgis guy. The address he gave me was the South Monroe Street address, but he's basically homeless. Where do you actually stay?
In my vehicle. The 308 South Monroe Street is my stepmother's address, and the 25309 address, that is my uncle's address. Those are the two main addresses that I use to receive my mail at, because I don't physically have my own address. You know, I live in my vehicle because I'm dealing with meth charges.
You can't drive your vehicle.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand that.
All right, I don't think the world's going to come to an end if I let you out of jail, but I want to see whether you're going to sink like a rock or float like a cork. So I'm going to accept your plea to use of meth, and I'm going to set the meth case on June 21. Lori, I need to make sure these dates work for you. June 21 at 11. That's a Monday morning.
That's fine.
I need a police report. And Indiana info.
No. According to Indiana, my case, he did plead to just a simple driving infraction. There wasn't a drug-related issues with that. He was sentenced to 60 days, credit 5, leaving 50 suspended, and then the good time. So I'm not sure why they suspended those, if he's on some sort of a probation down there, but it wasn't anything drug-related.
That's good to know. I don't know whether they got your job waiting for you or not. You've worked at KFC for a while. Employers in the fast food industry are having such a hard time keeping those positions filled. I think you've been a good employee, except you keep getting in trouble with this. So I'm going to let you out and see if you can get back to work. You're kind of in dire straits, but I don't want you to slide back into methamphetamine, but we'll see how you can do between now and June 21st. So the bond in the meth case is $1,000 PR with all the same conditions.
And then Marcus, when I get the notice, I will mail it to the 308 South Monroe Street for you, okay?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Yep,
All right.
no problem.
Lori, I greatly appreciate your coming in here on short notice, we were
I'm
able to
glad
resolve
Katie
this.
sent me a text. We can solve it now, so it works. No,
Okay.
no problem. Thank you.
All right,
Thank
thank
you,
you,
Lori.
thank you, Deborah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll stay on the feed, but I've got to go to Branch County, or they're going to come here. All right, thank you all. You're going to
Thank you,
get
Honor.
booked out, I guess, Mr. Taylor, if there's nothing else holding you.
Thank you.
Good luck. All right, I think that's everything for us this afternoon. So good luck,
Yes, thank you.
Range County
Okay.
case. Yeah.
All right. All right. I'll just leave this up. Stop the recording.
It's their ID number.
All right, I'm gonna stop the live feed and dialing into Branch County District Court, and they do not